morning. Good morning, everybody. It's good to see you this morning. It's a Monday. We made it through a weekend. Gosh. What'd you do this weekend? Did you have a good one? I did. I had kind of a... Well, we started on Friday. We started with my daughter-in-law. We had to take our 3 Great Danes to the vet. And if there were ever a YouTube video that should sneak out about us, that would be the one. It was quite the day. Taking 3 Great Danes over an hour away to the vet, and they had to get their shots and their heartworm and their nails clipped. And yeah, it was quite the adventure. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. I forgot. Yeah. So, hey, Courtney, good morning to you. Oh my gosh, girl, I've been watching your Facebook page. You are like the miracle maker of weddings. I should have had you about 30 years ago for mine. It looks so organized and so beautiful. Oh, how is everybody doing this morning? So, did you watch last week? We had a special guest, Courtney Lawson, and it was incredible. I'm going to do a scheduled showing again this week because I think the topic is so important. About hormones and what is hormone therapy and all of the things that we as women and men, because she did talk to men as well. All of the things that we have been handed. We've been handed a diagnosis of you have to go through the changes and you have to experience all of the pains that go along with that, right? Sorry for your luck, women. That's just what you have to live through, menopause. That's just what you have to live through with the hormone cycles. And sorry for your luck. Sorry. We've all been given this bill of goods and been sold this bill of goods that we have to take it. And so I really, really enjoyed that session that we did with Courtney this week. So I'm going to replay that for sure this week because I think it's really, really important that we get that out there, that no, we don't have to take it and there is hope and there's things that we don't have to live through. So I want to know how you're doing. I wanted to come on Monday because Mondays are blah. Like, especially if you're in the heartland of Indiana, as I look outside across my office through my picture window, it's kind of gray out there. It's like, do we have to do another week, right? And today, I don't know about you or where you were 22 years ago when our country was attacked. It's kind of a sober day today. It always will be for me. I don't care if the country's moved on or not, but I do remember where I was on 9/11, and I do remember this yearly because our country was attacked. And I remember I was in the throes of raising kids. I had a daycare. I was just living my life. I was watching Barney. If you're my age, the Barney season of life, and I was in the middle of watching that, and my mom called and said you might want to turn on the TV. Well, I had 10 kids in my living room because I had a daycare, and I'm like, well, Mom, I can't change it. What's going on? And she said, you need to change it. And so I quickly picked the kids up, put them in a different room, and I turned on the TV and I watched our country under attack. And so 22 years, you think, okay, let's move on, folks. No, I'll never move on. And I will always remember what happened that day. And now I have a fireman. My youngest son grew up to be a fireman. And so this morning I watched a TikTok video of the 110 flights that the firemen do every year in remembrance of those who died. And that hit me in the feels this morning just because now I have a fireman and it's like, wow, that hits home. So anyway, pause at some time today and just remember the sacrifices that those guys made, and the people that we lost in our country that day, and where our country headed from that moment on. I'd love to say it's in a better place today than it was then, but yeah. So this morning I wanted to talk about the Sleepy Mondays in your health journey. We have them. We have those Mondays where we get up and we're like, why are we getting up this morning? What? We really messed up our food eating this weekend, and we're feeling it in the bones. You know, for my clients, we particularly work on inflammation, and we work on autoimmune issues. We work on healing the diseases of human civilization by not feeding our body inflammatory foods. And sometimes, and myself included, sometimes we get to the point where we've gone off track a little bit over the weekend, and we let the weekend get the best of us. And sometimes it's busyness. Sometimes it's laziness. Sometimes I know this weekend I just didn't do much. I sat on the couch a lot, which is not like me typically. And so sometimes we just get sloppy on the weekends, and Monday morning hits and we have a temptation to allow shame, allow defeat, allow really negative feelings to creep in, that maybe some imposter syndrome, maybe, well, she can do it so much better than I can. I seem to fail every weekend. And so, it might not be worth it for me to continue my health journey, because Monday morning I am filled with a bunch of shame and a bunch of guilt. And I'm here to tell you that that's going to happen. That is completely normal. There's a lot of misconceptions when you go on a weight loss journey, and when you're successful. I lost 120 pounds in 2017. And a lot of people look at my picture, they look at my story, and there's a very dangerous attitude or thought process that goes along with the before and after pictures. And that's, well, she did it. She did it in 6 weeks, and so I can't do it, and I must be a failure. I must be doing something wrong. And good morning. I don't know who said good morning to me, because right now it just tells me Facebook user. So you got to tell me who you are. I think there's a way that we can fix that. I just haven't figured it out yet. But there's just, it's a dangerous place that a health coach goes through. It's a dangerous thing, because we didn't do that in 6 weeks. I didn't lose 120 pounds in 6 weeks, and I haven't kept it off with smooth sailing. I am still learning about the maintenance procedure of weight loss, because all of us have done diets. We've all done it. We've done crazy stuff. We've done the cabbage diet. If you have not done the cabbage diet, I don't know where you've been. We've done the lemon shot diet. We've done the laxative diet. We've done these shots. We've done the shakes. We've done the potions. And they all bring a lot of promise. They all bring a lot of hope, because certainly we're going to try and we're going to find that magic thing that's going to melt the weight off, and we're going to experience freedom with this product. And I'm here to tell you, right now, the current fad is the weight loss shots. And this one grieves my heart the most, because I know the outcome of that. I know the feeling of wanting to get the fat off of my body instantaneously. My sister says, Monica, I stood in front of the mirror and I just wanted to laser the fat off. There's a lot of crazy thoughts that go through your mind when you're dealing with obesity and when you're dealing with hopelessness. And so I get it. I totally get it. I understand why people would want to take a shot to get rid of the body fat and not want to put in the work and not want to change their lifestyle. I get it. I empathize, and my heart bleeds, because I did it the hard way and I know how hard it was. The difference is, and if I get to anybody, I hope I get to them with this. The difference is, where do you want this journey to take you? You can absolutely lose a ton of weight by starvation diets. You can absolutely lose a lot of weight with medication. Absolutely. The problem is you have not dealt with the root of the problem. We've not dealt with the root of the issue. The root of the issue is addiction. The root of the issue is learning how foods impact your body. The root of the issue is understanding how seed oils cause diseases in your body. And right now, it's easy to say, okay, I'll deal with the diseases later in life. But then when you get to the later in life, you're like, I wish I would have stopped and taken the time to heal. I wish I would have listened to my mom. I wish. There are so many wishes at the end of our life that we wish we could have gotten 10 more years out of our life when, in fact, all we had to do is tweak a few things on this side. So when we bring in those pills and potions and shots, usually they're brought out by an MLM company who wants your money. Frankly, there's no other way to say it. It's just a scam. They're scams. They're just things to fill the pockets of people. And I am pro-capitalism, sister. I am pro-absolute, but I want honesty. Because the honest thing that happens is the minute you stop taking that product, and those products are expensive. We're talking $300 a month, and when we're talking about the shots, we're talking $1,300 a month. The minute you stop taking them, when you don't deal with the real disease of addiction, when you don't deal with the real diseases and the root causes of why you are dealing with obesity and diseases of human civilization, as Dr. Berry calls it, it comes raging back. Only raging back so fast that would make your head spin. And on this side of maintenance, a lot of people say, well, you lost the weight, you should be happy. You lost the weight, so you don't have to do anything. Honey, I do. I have to do everything that I did the year taking the 100 pounds off of my body. I have to wake up with the same macros, with the same intent of not poisoning my body, with the same principles that I taught myself as I lost the 120 pounds. That has never gone away, nor can it go away. That's why when I work with clients, I work with them one-on-one to really wrestle through, okay, this is what the impact of this food is to your body. If you're unhappy, if you are craving something, we've got to make this real life. Or when you get to my stage of the game, you go backwards. You go backwards. In my case, donuts were my drug of choice. My sister, it's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Sherry. She's 41 today. And she posted a picture in our text message stream this morning of some Jack's Donuts. Well, if you live in Indiana, you know what Jack's Donuts is all about. And when she posted that picture into our text message stream, I salivated. And I'm sure I had an insulin spike just looking at that picture of Jack's Donuts that she sent us all. And the reality of the matter is, if I had a Jack's donut, I would be on a 30-pound sugar binge spiral. I'm a food addict. I have dealt with the fact that, yes, I am a food addict, and there's certain things that I cannot do anymore. I was mad about it. I grieved over it. I lied to myself and said, well, you're not really a food addict. I did everything. I went through all of the stages of grieving when I realized that I was a food addict. We have a lot of clients who go through our addiction program, and they get very, very angry with us. It's okay. I have big shoulders because I know what will happen if they don't acknowledge that they're a food addict. I know the result. I know the end result for that client, and it breaks my heart, but they have to go through that. I had to. When I was diagnosed as a food addict, I was very angry with the doctor. I was so angry. I'm like, I am not. I have total control over what I eat. It took me about 6 months before I got over that anger and before I called her back and said, you're right. You're right. I am a food addict, and I'm a sugar addict, and I'm a carbohydrate addict, and I will have to live the rest of my life in a different manner. Now the cool thing is when you come to that place of admitting that, yeah, I'm a food addict, when you're ready to heal, you're ready to heal. And then that day that you're so angry about turns out to be the best day of your life. I have clients who, and I didn't get this. I didn't get this until my assistant coach, Darcy, brought it to my attention. I noticed that there was a pattern. And I never put my finger on why or what was wrong with that pattern until she said, Monica, the screening for sugar is being done. The training for food addiction is being done. And she's like, I am losing some clients to excuses. I'm like, what are you talking about, Darcy? She's like, I'm losing my clients because they are taking that. I'm a food addict and I'm a sugar carbohydrate addict. And they're saying, there's nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about it. I'm a food addict, so I might as well indulge in that whatever. And it hit me that, yeah, she's right, because the opposite happened to me. So yeah, I was angry with the doctor who diagnosed me. I was very, very angry. But I also came to the conclusion that it was the best day of my life, because now I realized that it was not me that was failing, that it was my brain that was sick, that it was my brain that was not like everybody else's brain. And my brain had an addict. I had an addict brain. And so to me, it was a relief. Like, I was totally relieved when I found out I was a food addict, because then the treatment and then the healing could not begin until then, because I would dabble in sugar. I would say, oh, just a little bit. I can moderate. A food addict cannot moderate. It's the truth. And you can get mad at me and you can say, oh, you're crazy, coach, because, you go by your feelings, you go by, a little bit of moderation is okay. And that's not how a food addict's brain works. A food addict's brain is a food addict's brain. There's no moderation. So I had to come to the conclusion after talking with my coach about that, because some people do take that food addiction diagnosis as an excuse to binge, and as an excuse to not heal, and as an excuse to live their life as an addict. And so the other side of the clientele that I have is I'm a food addict and I need help, and I'm here for it. I'm here for the healing. I'm here for it. And so when we deal with the food addictions, that's some of the things that we have to process in your intake call with us. So when we get to Mondays can be full of a lot of guilt. Mondays can be full of a lot of pain. It can be full of a lot of failure. But I'm here today to tell you the opposite can be true too. I love Mondays. I love Mondays for reasons that it's a new start. It's a new chance to say, I'm taking my health back. Mondays are amazing. Mondays is like a brand new, fresh start. And I want you to think of it that way. Sure, you can live in the guilt. Sure, you had a margarita this weekend. Maybe you had a donut. Maybe you had some things that were not good for you this weekend. Now, if you stay there and you do this every weekend, you're not going to gain victory over your weight loss journey. You're not. You're going to be going back and forth. You absolutely can ruin an entire week of being in a calorie deficit by one weekend. You totally can do that. You absolutely can gain weight over the weekend. That's when we work on this, right? But the problem is, if you stay in that guilt and that shame, you're never going to heal. And so my encouragement to you today is to get a new perspective about Mondays. I forgot to change the title of my talk today. It's the myths about weight loss, and I can totally work with that title. I can totally work with the myths about weight loss on Mondays. As Mondays is, there's no hope for me. I screwed up. I might as well just quit because my diets never work. Well, that is a myth. That is absolutely a myth. If you take Mondays by the reins and you say, you know what, today I am going to live in victory. I'm going to reset. I'm going to remember my why. Sometimes over the weekend we forget our why because it's so busy. Some of you guys are going from game to t-ball game to all of these things. You're doing all the things. And then you're like, I lost my way. I want to challenge you this week. Take Monday by the horns and say, you know what? Nothing's getting me off track. I don't care if I messed up this weekend. I don't care if I felt hopeless this weekend. I'm going to take Monday and I'm going to set restart. Number one, if you're a current client of mine and you have not made your weekly call with me, what is wrong? There's no judgment on my side. I'm just here to get you back up on the horse. There's no judgment. There's no hurt. There's nothing. Like, I'm here ready for you to get back up on that horse. So if you have not scheduled a call with me, I am beginning to fill up my schedule. And so if you don't have your calls pre-scheduled with me, sometimes it's hard to get in with me. Sometimes. So if you're not scheduled with me this week, or if you're not scheduled with Coach Darcy or Coach Kathy this week, what's wrong? Let's do it. Let's get up on that horse. Let's get a plan and let's start acting. If you are somebody who has, say, thought they could do it on their own, and you're like, Monica, I'm not eating hardly anything. I'm gaining weight. I don't understand why I'm gaining weight. The scale's going up. I'm working out like a beast. I don't understand why I'm gaining weight. I don't understand what's wrong with me. I'm sick. I am hopeless. Then you need to get on the phone with me right away. Because we've got a lot of things going on in that scenario. We've got hormones going on. If you are perimenopause, my sister, things are happening to your body that make you feel almost alienish, if that's a word. It's an easy fix. It's an easy fix. That's why we designed the new program based around your hormones, based around where you are in your cycle. It's an amazing program. If you're frustrated with a Monday and you're like, okay, I've proven to myself, I tried to do it perfectly. I tried to do all of the things. I can't do the things because I've just fallen off the wagon again. This is when you pick up the phone. This is when you say, okay, I can't do it alone. I'm actually going to invest in my lifestyle, and I'm going to say, I'm not going to do it alone anymore. This is where your coaches are here to take your hand, to pick you up and say, you're not alone. You're not alone. I don't know what I would have done if I hadn't had people surrounding me for my weight loss journey. I don't know what I would have done. It is hard to do alone. You know, when you do a weight loss program alone, you have no accountability. If you don't tell anyone, if you don't have that accountability, it is easy to go off course. It's easy to follow the crowd on the weekends. It's easy to eat that donut. It's easy to do that because nobody knows. There's no accountability. When you have a coach and you've got somebody that's in the pit with you, wrestling for your very life, that's when you're successful. Don't do this thing alone. If you do it alone, 9 out of 10 times you're going to fail. We were created to do things together. We were created for community, right? So my encouragement to you this morning is, don't let Monday be a day of regret. Don't let Monday be a day where you're like, I failed again. I might as well not try. See, it doesn't work for me. It works for everybody else but me. That's the fear that I have when you see my before and after picture, because a lot of people just say, well, you did it. You're isolated. You lost 120 pounds. You're special. No, it took me a year. Hard work. But you know what? Dear sister, when you are willing to do the hard things, you will be rewarded for them. Losing weight is hard. There are no shortcuts. I do not care what product is out there. I do not care what shot is available out there. They don't work. Initially, you may lose weight, but it comes raging back. And when it comes raging back double time. And then the same diet techniques that you have used before in the past do not work again. Save yourself from that and do it the hard way. Do not be afraid to do hard things. That's the problem. We live in an era of convenience and happiness where we think we have to feel happy all the time. I don't feel happy all the time, but I do feel healthy. And that health leads to an unbelievable happiness and an unbelievable peace because your body has healed. Your body has healed. When your body heals from the inside out, it's permanent. Not to say that on this side of maintenance that I'm in the hormone phase. I'm trying to figure out what do hormones impact my health journey. I'm working with Courtney. By the way, if you have not seen Courtney's video, I'm going to repost it a couple of times this week because I believe that message is so powerful. When you work with hormones and nutrition, it's a recipe for success. So I am here to answer any questions. I'm gonna sign off of here. And I am going to head over to TikTok to do my live over there with them. I'm telling you what, I should have done that first because that is, if you've ever been on TikTok, it is like, it's rough. It is absolutely rough over there. That's where the skinny health coaches who have never experienced a weight problem, are saying, "Oh, you can eat anything you want." And then, they get mean over there. So that's where I'm headed now. But if you have any questions, if you're struggling and you're just like, Monica, I need help. I'm ready to invest in myself. I want you to know my coaching team is here. You just have to pick out your coach. I have a couple of openings. I know Darcy has a couple of openings. And Coach Kathy is doing the therapeutic keto program. So if you're dealing with something like epilepsy, where you have to do the therapeutic, her testimony, y'all, oh my gosh. I didn't realize how powerful it was when her son came to me as a client, and she came and she actually did the program for her son. She wanted to see what it was like, and so she was actually my client, and then she implemented keto and therapeutic keto with her son Wes. He was doing like 6 to 8 grand mal seizures a day. He had epilepsy, and since he's been with the program, there have been 0 seizures. Powerful. Like, my mind is blown every time I hear from Coach Kathy that she's like, Monica, Wes hasn't had any seizures in 4 months. That's just so powerful. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if people could grasp a hold of that. He's coming off of his medication and he's finding healing for the first time. So Coach Kathy was like so empowered by this that she became a coach. And so all you have to do is go to our website, kmhealthcoaching.org, pick out your coach and say, all right, I'm ready. I can't do this thing by myself anymore. I'm so tired of feeling guilty on Monday mornings, and it's time to invest. Again, I have about 2 spots available. I think Coach Darcy has about 4 spots available, and Coach Kathy has her own program that is therapeutic. So if you specifically have a need of reversing diabetes, type 2, of reversing PCOS, of reversing, which Coach Darcy and I also work with PCOS. But Coach Kathy is specifically therapeutic, hardcore, reverse the epilepsy. I mean, hers is hardcore. Then that's what you need to do this morning, because we're here. And I just want you to get rid of the guilt. There is no sense in having Monday morning guilt because you overindulged over the weekend. Get over yourself, get over the excuses, and say, okay, obviously I can't do it alone. That's what I said. Obviously I can't do it alone. So I need somebody's help. Please message us. Type in the comments if you have any questions for you. There is no topic that is off limits for me when I deal with my clients. I will go there with you. So it's good to see you this morning. Coach Darcy and I will be here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So if you want to see Coach Darcy and I do the show together, we're happy to have you. And we love all the questions. We love what we do. I wake up every morning just so grateful for the opportunity to get to walk with people through the most incredible journey of their life. It's amazing. And I have a full day of clients. Monday's my crazy busy day. So I wanted to get on here this morning early so that I could chat with you all. So it's good to see you all. I want you to have an amazing day. Again, we're here if you need us, and we will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern